All right. Hey guys. Little heads up. We part of the reason why we were late tonight was I was giving Batgoat a chance to try to get his the scans up for his comic. Apparently we've had some technical difficulties.
It was my
So
fault. I'm sorry, dudes.
so we probably won't be doing that tonight. Hopefully we can try again next week.
Unless
Or
any
something.
of you all out there know Streamlabs or StreamYards, that I've got a JPEG underneath on my tray, but it's not up as a tab. And once I click share, I'm not sure how we get that one up. I don't know if these dudes will know. But
Yeah. Well, I don't know either. So
I don't either. Cool.
if I know those good router streams keep okay.
But
Night's late. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Becco.
I will say this: if you guys know, I've got the cans on. However, I did get my hair cut, and this is professionally styled mutton stash tonight, just for you gents. I tried it. It was much curlier a few hours ago. I looked like little Lord Fauntleroy, but now it's kind of like a Santa beard almost, but stash. So it was for you guys.
Night's late, late and get. Yeah, well, we explained why that was going on at my late and Ricada.
So
hey,
toys. When I click share, is it going to give me the option as to what I want to share? That's my question for you. Does that make sense, or is just what I'm looking at just going to pop up automatically? Little Lord Batgoat.
yeah, he said. Okay, so I guess Action Toy ATC was saying open in a separate screen, which I thought you were doing, and share the other screen, which is what we were trying to do.
My
Don't
question
know
is,
anything about.
when I first click share, is it going to give me a little menu of like what I want to share, or is it just going to automatically pop up whatever's on my screen?
Excuse me a second. I got to go off camera for a quick sec. Sorry, guys.
If that makes sense, toys. If you heard me on that. If I click share and it gives me a little sub menu saying like, what do you want to share? Then that should be no problem, because I've got the picture down on my tray.
Leto does. Solid is telling me Leto doesn't feel well, so he might not be in tonight. Well, that sucks.
Oh, bummer. Thanks for letting us know, Solid. Appreciate that. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
If I click the photo up to be the whole screen, then that covers the StreamYard. So now I can't click the share icon, if that makes sense.
Well, share the screen. Oh, I know. I kind of know what he's talking about. But okay. Here's the thing. Okay, so Backdoor, are you able to put it as a separate tab? Are you able to put the picture as a separate tab? Can you open the picture up as a separate tab from the StreamYard?
No. It comes up as a full pic.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because you need to open it up as a separate tab. It's better if you have two separate monitors backed out. Yeah, did you see that, Becco, what he was saying?
I don't have two separate monitors. Set as background.
Well, I don't need two separate monitors, but then again, a lot of stuff I bring up, I can
Mike,
just put it.
When you first click share, does it automatically just blow up, or what I'm saying is, you
see, usually when I hit share, okay, the then I get a screen. What I do is I get a screen that says share your screen. StreamYard.com wants to share the contents of your screen.
Okay. That's what I was asking. So some kind of sub menu is going to come up. It's not going to automatically broadcast. I have to.
Right. There should be a separate screen that says share your screen. StreamYard.com wants to share the contents of your screen. Choose what you like to share, and it has two parts. Your entire it has your entire screen, application window, and then Chrome tab, and then you hit the Chrome tab, and then that will give you a list of all the tabs that you have, all the tabs that you have open, and then you share from there.
Okay. So I just opened it up under my Windows viewer, and it won't open as its own tab. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know.
Yeah. Hey Dave, we see you. We're trying to figure out how to get how to help Batgoat get his screen shared.
Maybe we may try it at the end of the show. We'll see. Yeah. Hey Dave, long time no see, right? So I saw him in the Adam Cast stream and Colonel Beauregard. You see, I got it all done up today.
Yeah. Well, Solid and I were on Toy Bounty Hunter's stream earlier. I was promoting this stream, so okay. Howdy all. Hey Dave. Hey Action.
I'm not going to delete System 32. Maybe a Gen Xer, but
hey.
Control Alt 4.
Okay, so yeah, maybe we'll try towards the end. But let's see, we got it says on the counter here 4, but I think we got more than 4 here. Let's see, there's us 2, there's ATC, Dave, and Solid. So there's and Woody. So I think there's actually 6 of us, but it's telling me only 4. I don't know. Okay. So with that being said, it's now coming up on 8 minutes here. So here's basically what's on tap for tonight, guys. We're gonna look at November of 1936, the comics that went on sale then. A significant thing happened in which Centaur Publishing became the first company to publish 3 books in a month. In 1 month. So we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking heavily at those. Well, we'll also, of course, do the cursory review of the other books that were out at the time as well. Laugh Out Loud, Batgoat, that big button next to the floppy drive, press that one.
You mean that when I press it and it's the drink holder? I that one?
Hiya, Even.
Woody.
Okay.
Mike, if I turn my camera off, it's just because I'm going to be finishing up my dinner here, so I don't want to be chewing on camera. But I'm listening, and I'm still mic'd.
Okay. Well, anyway, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and at least get the comic stream shared here. That is the right one. Okay. So here we go. So of course, in November of 1936, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books being published. That went on sale in November of 36, including the first issue of Detective Picture Stories, #1 from Centaur, and Centaur Funny Picture Stories #2, and Funny Pages #7, all from Centaur. DC put out under, I believe it was National Allied at the time, the 11th issue of New Comics. Dell put out a couple of books, Funnies #3 and Popular #12. David McKay with King Comics #9. The 29th issue of Famous Funnies from Eastern Color. And then Tip Top Comics #8 from United Features. So first off, before we get to the feature presentations, let's run through some of these other titles first, and just to kind of
iPad. What do you think? I'm some kind of commie? There's no Apple products in this house.
Anyway, so Tip Top Comics #8 from United Features here, 64 pages. Of course, this they say over 100 funnies here. This, of course, is the book that features like Tarzan, Little Abner, I think Cats and Jammer Kids as well. So, 10 cents for 64 pages. As I said, we're gonna just kind of go through these a bit more quicker. We have 3 books to go through, and then the funnies #3 from Dell Comics, Dell Publishing Company Incorporated. The over 64 page count here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So basically about 2 to 3 pages per feature. And of course, primarily still mostly comic strip reprints of newspaper comic strips, with a few originals from like Happy Mulligan, Squibbly, Castles in the Air, as it were, Adventures of Asparagus and Chubby. You got primarily mostly reprints here, with like 2 or 3 original stories in this comic. I just go. We were about to say something, Batgoat?
No, I'm laughing at toys.
Oh, what he say?
I gave him a little flapjack. Just in the comments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, make sure there's nothing in the computer's cup holder. Dave Mark. I remember when Van Skyer first started broadcasting, he'd use one iPad to show a picture on his other iPad. Let's see. I thought those were funny. Let's see. I love that kind of gorilla fix, according to Dave. Batgoat should use his iPad to do this. Oh, maybe that might work.
To which I answered, I'm not a communist. I don't have any Apple products.
Laugh out loud. Batgoat says,
I hate Apple.
That and his computers made in China. Laugh out loud.
This is what I was laughing at. My answer here. Asus is Taiwan, smart guy. Ha!
He's a smart guy. Smart guy.
Don't mess with a dude with a mic in front of him. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys remember that little show back in I think it was like 90s.
What's that?
There was a show called Smart Guy. I think it was one of the Smollets, but or something.
Animated?
No, it was a comedy show about basically a genius African American kid.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was on CW, WB, whatever, for a while there. But anyways, back to what we were talking about here. So, Famous Funnies #29, of course. Again, a lot of the more well-known comic strip reprints back in the day. You had, of course, Toddy, Buck Rogers, Mickey Finn, Joe Palooka, Ned Brandt of Carter, Jane Arden, Lena Pry. So those were more or less a lot of more popular strips of the day, and all this comic was just almost all exclusive reprints. In fact, I just realized this last week, but War and Crime was, I think, one of their only well, actually, there might have been one other that won, but War on Crime was probably one of the more well, okay, Buck Rogers as well. Adventure strips, whereas the others were all like humor strips. Um, let's see now. Oh, up to 5 people, so that's good. Let's see. I remember that show. Tia. Oh yeah, the Maori boy. That's right. Tia and Tamara Maori were the smart kids' older sisters. Right, and they had their own show, Sister Sister. It was
I
that's right. It
remember.
was
I
Taj
remember
Maori.
Sister.
Yeah,
Okay.
Taj Maori is who I was thinking of.
All right. Yeah, now I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was Taj Maori I was suggesting there. King Comics, of course, this is the home of the King Feature Syndicate characters, including, of course, the Thimble Theater crowd of Popeye, Wimpy, Olive Oil, Sweet Pea, the Jeep, as well as, of course, Flash Gordon and Mandrake the Magician. You know, little Annie Rooney Henry, so King of the Royal Mounted. So, Baylor, the King Feature Syndicates and David McCabe published King Comics. You know, number 9 came out this month. Then we had Popular Comics number 12, another 64-page with a 10-cent cover price. Went on sale November 25th. So let's see. We got 4 reprints here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So about another one that was on average about 2 to 3 pages per strip. Basically, everything here, again, was more or less reprints, with the exception of the Tom Mix story. That was the lone original story. But as time would, of course, go on, as I've explained before, they would start kind of shifting from the mixed anthologies to the more themed anthologies, and you might have more distinction. You know, the mixed anthologies would have kind of a bit of more of a balance between humor and adventure. But then start getting more themed as time would move on. And then, of course, new comics here. Now, this will be the last issue under the new comics title, as starting with issue number 12, this becomes New Adventure Comics. And there will also be a change in focus to a little bit more, as you'll see more like action adventure stories in here. So in this one, of course, we got we got 1720, we got Dale Daring, we got Federal Man, Sandor, Steve Conrad, but let's see, we got for this 64 pager, we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So basically, you have probably upper 2.5 to 3 pages here. It's like closer to 3 pages on average than 2.5. So that's basically all the basic stuff of all the other comics here. So now we're gonna go into our features a bit here. Let's see. So, first out, coming out on November the 1st, approximate on sale date, was Funny Pages number 7. Funny Pages is, of course, again, with the typical model of being a mixed anthology here. The Clock and Spinner stories in this one are only 2 pages each, but written in more serial manner. You have Skipper having issue, which I think starting this month they just went by the name Skipper there. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as you notice too, Captain Jim and the Texas Rangers is in here. Then you had deep sea Dan from Spinner. You had Coco, Wendy from. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So got like about 2 to 3 pages there. Now, the reason I keep counting out the stories and going over the page count is to kind of show you, like, when we started, there were like 30 stories, right? And now we're in kind of somewhere between the mid to high 20s now. So kind of seeing how that's working out a bit as they increase the page count per story, the number of stories lessens. So that's what I was, basically going for here. So now with that, I got some of the basics. Let's take a look at let's go ahead and take a look at Funny Pages number 7. We'll maybe read a story or two in there to kind of just see how they were writing them back then. So go. Try to mix it up a bit. And the clock is in all three books. Part of the reason, and also Spinner there is in 2 of the books, so you actually have some guys crossing over between like one title and the other. It seemed like so. Let's see. Funny Pages number 7. We're gonna look at here. Each version. Okay, so here's the cover of course, like that. So favorite features, color comics. Look at the old football. Of course, cover date's December, but it went on sale in November. Which that usually the on sale date was usually a month or 2 before the cover date, most of the time. And again, even up here, you see the Comics Magazine, which is what this company was called, the Comics Magazine Company. So see that right there? See it, Batgoat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a cover right there of Funny Pages, 10 cents. So okay. Picture parade here.
Very cool. Cool toys.
It's about town. Oh yeah, what was he saying?
We're just having a side conversation about his printer.
Let's see. Sights about town as viewed from Professor Bat's psychopathic observatory. Psychopathic, huh? Okay.
That's me, Professor Bats.
Yeah. Well, let's see. A quiet morning in Buttercup Lane. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Of course, they're probably using the term psychopathic a little bit differently than the way we would use it today. And I may just scroll down just so you can see the pictures here. Skipper.
I want to be a haberdasher.
Yeah. Now, from what I understand, at this point they started calling this strip or this feature just simply the Skipper. It used to be known as Skipper Hamshanks.
Skipper Hamshanks, that's right. I remember.
Yeah. Oh. Again, I'll just breeze through the pictures here. Or again, and again, you see the signs of the times there.
With the island people there, yeah.
Yeah, and the island people kind of look like something that many people might find offensive today.
Yeah, they look like minstrels, but that's what they did back then.
Phil and Sophie, here's and here's another one.
Yeah, that's wow. Yeah.
I didn't even know that because I didn't really pay close attention last week when I went through the other funny page. I didn't even realize University Al, the kind of city guy trying to adjust to country life.
Oh yeah.
And again, I'm just breezing through the artwork here just because we won't focus as much on this stuff today. Freddie Bell, he means well. Well, here's another humor one. Freddie, dear, father is having his friends over for supper. Try not to make any blunders. Hello, Colonel. Hello yourself, my friend. You're looking good, you old son of a gun. He keeps them papers in the safe in the next room. Look, there's Freddie Bell sitting in the chair with the question mark over his head. You see that, Batgoat?
Yeah, well, he's listening into what they're saying, right?
Right. Probably just there's not really
I think he's going, huh? What are they saying? That doesn't sounds like they're up to no good.
Have that job done when the family is asleep. Get me? These that night. Look at those two. They're lurking around the house there. I got it.
It's Freddie.
Look at that. He locked himself in the safe. Way of foiling their little robbery attempt, huh? Stone Age. We kind of saw some of this last week.
That's Afro schlong.
Yep.
Afro pelvis. It's my dude.
Battle of the Century. We got a boxing match here in Stone Age. Oh, look at that girl in the leopard skin there.
Yeah, we saw her last time. She's just got the necklace covering up her boobs.
Mm-hmm. Aeronautical Advisory Service.
Who was that by? Go back up. What was the name on that?
Oh, for the aeronautical.
Yeah.
I have to go back a page.
Okay.
Aeronautical Advisory Service by Captain Raymond Clark.
That's no one I know, because remember the one time I saw there was an article by Eddie Rickenbacker, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like the most famous American flying ace of World War One.
Probably had some famous aviators doing this thing. It's kind of.
I'm sure he was somebody. I just don't recognize the name.
The Further Adventures of Jane and, of course, in this book they call it The Further Adventures of Jane and Johnny. In New Comics they call it Captain Jim the Texas Ranger. So they're doing basically the. So here's one of the few stories they're doing over multiple books and multiple companies. That's kind of interesting. Touchdown. As thousands cheer, the All-Stars steamroll to a great victory, and they're All-Stars in funny pages. This is, of course, the cover we were just looking at.
Mm-hmm. With the big dude knocking over the little guy.
Yeah, gives you thrills, laughter, grand colors, fine artists, fascinating departments, features that no other magazine of its kind offer. If your news dealer sells out too fast, why not order a whole year now? Send the coupon to us with $1 and be sure of your copy. And they got the little subscription thing here, little subscription coupon right
Imagine
there.
that. And then kids would go get an envelope and they'd actually stick $1 in the envelope and mail it off.
Wonder what parents were thinking about that. Another activity page here, learn cartooning. And here's I guess the spinner story. The spinner featuring Deep Sea Dan. Now, from what I understand, the spinner is going to be somewhat of I guess, a detective type story, detective mystery type story. So it's a honey spinner. We can go all over the bottom with this helmet. You mean Jerry can? You mean Jerry can? Yeah, he is scared to go out in the middle. I can go um, deepest, can't I, Sue? Oh, you can go the deepest. Hey, Jerry, let me tell you about another fellow who could go deepest. Call him Deep Sea Dan. It was in the South China Sea off the coast of Borneo that the treasure ship Lazy Lou dropped anchor. What did you say, Dan? Yes, Miss Norwood. This is a spot. There's $1 million in gold down there, but it's too deep. Too deep. I say after it. I read that out of sequence a little bit. You're crazy, Dan. You can't go down there. It's too deep. With our equipment, no treasure's worth a life. What's the matter, Bob? You don't have to risk anything. Dan will.
Well, that
And
makes,
they're okay with Dan being the sacrificial lamb,
of
right?
course, that makes it so much easier.
After all, he's just so volunteer. A little yellow, Bob? Hey, not me. I'm Deep Sea Dan. Bob's right. So confident, Deep Sea Dan started his descent to a depth greater than ever before.
It's almost like they should call him Big Dick Dan. Or big, I'm
Probably
sorry.
what they would be calling him today.
That I'm sure they would. Someone would.
Now, you're saying big dick because his schlong is that big, or because he's being a schlong?
No. Maybe like Big Balls Dan, but he's a Chad, as the kids with their hula hoops say.
Yeah. Okay. Slowly, he was lowered, his head buzzing with the tremendous pressure. He touched bottom, sighted, and approached the ship. There she is, a fortune. He climbed on board. A cutting torch was lowered, and then, good Lord, he's pinned under a beam. Help! Give me a suit. And so the man who would not endanger life or treasure, a man called Yellow, risked his life to save the life of Deep Sea Dan. And I called him Yellow. Thanks, Bob. And you've taught me the difference between foolhardiness and real bravery. Of course, you don't hear those terms anymore, foolhardiness
Mm-mm.
or bravery.
Mm-mm.
Times are the times.
Hey, now that you just finished that one, you might read chat because Solid just brought up something that.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, we'll just made some changes to my profile to help increase search results. Was that what you were wanting me to point out, or was there
Yeah.
something?
I just saw that come up, so I'm guessing he'd want a little mention about that.
All right. Let's see,
Solid.
Dave. Yeah. Go
Are
ahead.
you saying like you changed things around from on like your channel's main page? So, or did you add some words in to like to make it easier to hit when people search certain things? Either way, I can see that. Looks like you changed your profile pic, right?
Well, yeah, he kind of went back to a, at least in terms of the main picture there, went back to a picture he was using before. He just added some stuff to it, like
Yeah.
some lettering and so let's see, Dave Mark here. I remember. Oh yeah, the we already said that. Oh, I had to kick the kids out of the basement as I'm printing my AR-15 upper laugh out. Yeah, nice action. See, very cool. Well, actually, that you read that because that's you comment.
Very, very cool.
And let's see. I think I want a 3D metal printer now. Laugh out loud. Batgoat.
How does that work? What kind of raw material to put in for that? And I didn't realize he was saying like, I want a 3D metal printer, just like being, I think he's being facetious.
A prototype is just plastic, and the next one will be carbon fiber. Just made some change. Okay, we already saw that. Says gaming now. Okay. Um, oh yeah, change stuff to help make it easier.
Sounds good. And I think adding gaming is good too. If obviously
Oh, so, oh, yeah,
one,
oh yeah. Now I see what he's talking about. Solid Redfield Gaming,
yeah.
SRG. Okay,
You want
I didn't
gamers
even
to find
notice.
the
I didn't
channel.
even notice that. I didn't even notice that. But anyways, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. um, as we look back at some of these stories and how they were written and stuff like that. Got the natural history text story here.
Wow. Look at those antlers.
Some big antlers, huh?
Look at that rack.
Yeah. And for those, in case there's anybody, we're talking about the horns, not a woman's upper genitalia.
No, I was talking about a girl's breasts. I was not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure you don't get butt in the butt with those things.
Yeah, that would hurt.
You missed it. That was my attempt at a joke, at a pun joke, but
What?
you don't want to get butt in the butt with those things.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, okay, so those horns headbutting you in the buttocks, you don't want to get butt in the butt.
Yep.
It was meant as a pun joke, but I guess you just went over your head. Sorry about that.
I'm thick like that. Sorry.
No problem.
I was talking about Babs.
Here's some more pictures of that. Coco again with another, and of course this is heavy stuff back in those days. But with Bill Breen, you did see the blackface there. You have Wendy here, black and white comic. Yeah. Oh, you got a little convict tied up there. Watch the birdie. Here's the clock. Now, part of the reason I wanted to read this story too was because, of course, it was probably a continuation from the last issue. So,
Captain Napkin Face.
and now now that I have your guns, I will end you. I will bind you with tape that I carry for just such an occasion as this. You step over. You step over here, please. Okay. What do you think is wrong with that situation there, Batgoat?
That he's being polite and asking it, would you gentlemen mind stepping over here while I tie you up painfully?
Not just that, but there's like what, three of them and one of him.
Yeah, but he's got a napkin on his face. I wouldn't mess with that.
Well, actually, he does have a gun too, but
I'm also laughing at what
but
Dave
again,
said.
once the person gets in close, all they got to do is start struggling with a gun. Oh yeah, what did Dave say?
Another side conversation, but just picking up on what you were talking about with the ramming thing.
Oh, Daps and B-Wibs, Yamos, sweaters, stuffers, melons, big honkers. Okay.
I just say boobs.
Yeah. Did you guys ever? Have you ever seen Varsity Blues? Batgoat with James Vanderbeek.
No,
It was a
definitely
movie.
not.
It was a movie back in the early 2000s about basically a high school football team, a long-time legendary coach, but the players kind of being of a new generation, don't care for his antics and all that. But one of the scenes was they were in a sex ed class, right? And the teacher there would talk about how people whenever they're talking about the human anatomy when it comes to the sex organs, how they'll like get kind of shy about it and like giggle a little bit here and there. And she basically asked him to, like, okay, give me a few names that are used for different parts of the body. And he came up with a few good ones there. But anyways,
No, I anything made this century when it comes to football sucks. But that Friday Night Lights, God, I hate like that. It's so bad. It puts me in an angry place. Like, I grew up with the program. Man, that was a good movie. That was so cool that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a cool movie.
They had to change that by law. Like they got sued because this is how society has changed. There was a scene where they all go lay down in the middle, like they lay down on the striped line in the middle of traffic, and they lay down, and cars are going by them, and they were reading a newspaper article. It says I'm cool under pressure, ha ha ha. And so some real football playing kids in high school did that, and one of them got run over and killed. So they edited that out of the movie.
Ooh.
That was way back when. All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise, and got to see Leah Thompson full frontal. Talking real football movies. But I'm opinionated and I'm a jerk, so you can hate me.
Anyways, on with the story here. Slick makes a dash for the open window and freedom. That was very foolish move, my stupid friend. You catch that one there, Batgoat?
Mm-hmm. He made the freedom dash. Not so quick, says Captain Napkin.
Well, that's that. Now, if you will submit quietly, you may fare better than your playmates for the time being.
Playmates? Where? Where are the playmates?
Oh yeah?
Slick.
And then he just gives a nice left there. The killer, misguided by the clock's suaveness, attacks him with a knife. Sorry, old man, but you asked for it. Stop! Give me a chance! Surely the same chance you gave that boy. I'll pay you. Take the loot. You're paying now, and in your own vernacular, through the nose. Catch that? Catch that language styling there?
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
And this is for that young fellow. Had you done as I advised, you fool, you would have saved yourself that much punishment anyhow. So what do you think of this one? Now, remember, this is split into two parts. This is more serial writing here. What did you think of that story there, Batgoat?
I think Captain Napkinhead got a lucky shot in there. That's what I think. How can he even see with a big napkin on his face?
Gene and Johnny there. Johnny and Gene. Excuse me a moment. I gotta go off camera here for a quick moment. Be right back.
I think it was TNA. It was on TNT. But yeah, that was Vince's league. Didn't last long.
Yeah. Oh, that Coco, holy crap! That Coco hokey crap from Solid Red Deal Gaming there, and then we already saw that part. At Dave Martin, big mommy milkers. Sacks of okay.
Bunch of hooligans and ne'er-do-wells.
Jerry Cans. That okay. Action Toys was asking you something here. Yeah, that was the XFL.
That's what I answered right here. It's the XFL, right? Lasted half a season and was hosted by O&A. I know that because I used to listen to O&A.
Actually, there were two XFL. I mean, he did it. It lasted, as you said, for about a half season. It tanked.
Mm-hmm.
But then he tried to bring it back like a couple years ago.
I remember that, but the same thing. It still didn't work. But
yeah, so
yeah, nice try, Vince.
Thought it was TNA level. Nope. His other senses are heightened. Or maybe Dave Marks is suggesting about the clock. Evening, gentlemen, driving to a friend's house. I might be on a little bit late after. Okay, hey, Anon. Hey, anonymity. And then, so with that, let's get back to the.
Yeah, Dave, that is funny. His other senses are heightened. I just like giving Mike a hard time because the clock. I'm like, he's dumb. He's just got a napkin on his face. So I give him a hard time about it.
There's Whiskers, the kind of slice of life humor one. I know we're already up into the 40-minute mark, so that's why I'm trying to breeze through this a little bit more. There's little Beezer right here.
Sorry.
What?
Toys just said something very funny.
Oh, yeah? Let's see. A show that would work would be naked female. Oh, yeah. That would totally work. That would have the 18 to 34 100%. Male demographic.
We're there.
That would be, well, maybe the 18 to 65 graphic.
No, 18 to 80. It's good for all dudes.
Yeah. You know. So, okay. So, as we continue on here, Looney Louie, the fire chief. Oh, just kind of looking here at some of the pictures. And you see how these are kind of got mixtures of not just writing styles, but you got mixtures of art styles, you got mixtures of storytelling and all that. The CC Kid here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Bubs and schmubs. And just showing you different examples of different things here. Jack Doolittle by Yuck Knees. Swappers meat. But that might be an older term for what we know now today as swap meets, right?
A Swappers Mart. Yeah.
Swappers Mart.
I would think so. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Junior Library by Francis Hope. Looks like a letter column here or something like that. Stubby. Stamp collectors, Dinky.
I dropped my toys.
You dropped your toys?
Yeah, I was just repeating what toys said.
Sapphire Eye. It looks like kind of maybe an adventure one, based in like Middle
East, right? Yeah.
Middle East adventure, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Ezzy of the Hills, kind of the hillbilly comedy here. Oh yeah, we did read a little bit of this story last time, but as I said, I'm just kind of trying to breeze through this because we're covering 3 books tonight here.
Couldn't Hezzy of the Hills be some young, fresh rapper out of Beverly Hills? Yo.
Oh, probably today. Yeah,
Hezzy of the
that's
Hills.
A possibility. Today, if it was probably today, that's probably the case. And here's Dickie Duck. It's great to be back. Quack, quack. On a farm, I'll take a straw and make around for a while. Oh, my. Ain't love grand. Hello, friends. I must be strange interlude. Need a strange interlude. Even the lowest of all animals fall in love. Calling humans the lowest of all animals.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just a certain corner. Cartoon is what? Hey, Dickie, what's the matter? Are you sick? I'm sick. I'm lobsick. That's what's the matter with me. I want a companion, a girlfriend, like everyone has. Can't you say I'm lonesome? You like my attempt at being a duck?
That's good.
Hey, that, huh?
It's good. That's good.
Wow, Dickie. Well, actually, I think this is a cartoonist, I guess. Why, Dickie? I'm sorry I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that before? What are you going to call her? You going to call her your? I'll call her Daisy. Donald and Daisy Duck. Now we got Dickie and Daisy Duck. Oh, okay. Come on. Okay, Common. I'll put you to sleep. Right, thanks. What idea? I always go to bed myself. I'll have to take out one of your ribs to create you a girlfriend. Quack, quack. I guess he's trying to pull a little Adam and Eve motion there from the Bible. Did you get that, Batgoat?
Yeah. So I thought I had to sneeze, so I muted.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I saw the rib part. Yeah, doing the Adam and Eve thing. I saw that.
Dickie Duck's new girlfriend will make her first appearance in the next issue.
Ooh, stay tuned, kids.
Woohoo!
Although, yeah, Dave made a funny related to that last comic.
Oh yeah,
he did a written meme.
I'm going to tell my grandkids this is Donald Duck meme.
That's good.
Oh God, Daisy, it really is Donald. Pals and pastimes. So good to me.
Wait a minute. I want to build that midget car. Valve springs, auto brake rod, and toggle. Roller skate wheels, front axle. I could totally build that.
Maybe that's a project you might maybe when your grandkid gets a little older, maybe that's a project you two can do together. There,
I was talking to my daughter today, and I said I was just laughing, but I'm like, so I'm going to spend money. I'm going to buy him like a Briggs and Stratton go kart by the time he's 5, and like try to get him in a Bandolero when he's 8. And she's just laughing. I'm like, if you get mad at me, sweetie, she'd never get mad at me, but. Yeah, no, I'm gonna turn my grandson into a race car driver. I've already have that in my mind.
So is this your daughter you're talking about, or your daughter-in-law?
Yeah. No, it's my real daughter. It's my little princess. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you talk about your sons a lot too. I just didn't know.
I've got a daughter and a son.
Okay.
Both good kids. Really, one's a scientist, one's a cop. I'm a proud dad.
Yeah. Red Avenger here. That story. Again, looking at the different art styles and different dialogue styles and stuff like that, it's just, granted, we're not going too deep in the dialogue right now because we're just trying to get through some of these. And then more blackface. Pork chops and gravy. Oh, could you imagine if an SJW saw this strip?
Yeah, I should probably just move on to the next one.
King Bunko, we kind of saw him a little bit last week.
And did we talk about this? Do you know, because I was watching, anyone familiar with Riff Tracks? Riff Tracks, they're the old Mystery Science Theater guys. They do voiceover stuff, or they talk over movies, and they I was watching a short, so there's called it's from the 50s something or 70s, and it was like the bunco sting, and that used to be a really popular word, and there was bunco squads. It basically meant fraud. And then I saw a documentary, and there was a dude with the name of Bunko way back in the 20s that scammed a bunch of people. So that's why they called it Bunko.
Yeah. Well, I did hear something about that, like Bunko squads before. I think I've heard something about that, but.
And I'm not confusing it with Ponzi. I'm almost sure that there was a dude named Bunko, and he was a con man.
Newfangled auto coaches. Horseless carriages. Woo, boy. Rough Racks is dope.
Riff Tracks is dope. You damn right, Anon. Me and Anon. Riff Tracks is hilarious.
Song of the South much?
Right, Dave?
So now we're up to 6 people, so that's cool. But anyways, as we now move on here to the our next feature here, we're going to look at funny picture stories. Now, from what I gathered when I was looking through this, of course, we got the clock story here. We'll probably read that one. Now this one's going to be a longer one than the one we just read. And this thing's acting up again. Let's see. Let's try that again. There we go. For whatever reason, that's kind of seven. In this case, it's 7 pages. So as I said, now this one's a bit more the themed type anthology. Not as many. Not as many. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 here. So an average of 8 pages per story, basically. And you got a lot of these. I think a lot of these are just generic stories. They're like generic, action adventure stories. I think Clock and Spinner are again more the
They
detective-like
don't.
stories.
They don't sound familiar. They don't sound like names that we've heard before.
Well, the Clock you've heard of because we've been reading a lot of his stories lately.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Spinner is somebody who I think is newer to, like again. Yeah.
Hey Leto, how you feeling?
Leto's here, huh?
Yeah, you feeling all right, brother?
We heard you were under the weather a bit, my friend. Oh, I think Batgoat, Dave Mark's saying something to you here.
Qui-Gon Jinn. He's
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon. Like
Qui-Gon
Jinn.
Qui-Gon
Jinn. There you go. That's I'm gonna get my butt kicked. Qui-Gon, it was him and Anakin in Phantom Menace, right? Like, oh boy, I'm gonna lose my geek card if I.
Hey, Mike, Solid, Toys, Woody, Dare, or Dave, Anon, how are y'all again? Be driving to. Well, I guess he's feeling fine enough because he's driving to work at least. Hey, Leto. Hey, Dave. I'm okay. I'm fine. Just tired a bit. Yeah, I know how it can sometimes be real tired.
What the hell is that, Dave?
I'm gonna kill y'all.
He's talking like one of the Texas Ranger stories with the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We got the Hare and the Hound from the Clock here from George E. Brenner, 7 pages. Another 7-page Daughter of the Eight. I believe it was going to be a jungle adventure type. It looks like Smuggled Toys. Again, crime drama. I'd take it. 7 pages. 8 pages for Easy Job. Joseph E. Bush. Buckaroo Brand. 8 pages. Western story.
Don't worry, Leto. I think Dave's just being a funny guy. I think we're okay.
A Monster Man. With Dick Kent. Spinner with the Christmas Kid, 10-pager. So yeah, and then 7 pages of The Red Raider by Ed Moore Jr. So we kind of looked at so on average about 8 pages per story there. We'll take a look here. We'll take a look. Let's see. Where are we at on time wise? We're already over an hour, so I'll try to get through this. Now, these next 2 books will be a little bit.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay.
How is that not right?
What? Why?
Oh, Dave says that I'm not pronouncing it right either, but I don't think he's right.
Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay. This must be how old folks feel.
OCD.
Anyways, so we got like 8. Yeah, so let's go ahead and
Not me, Dave. I'm just crazy.
But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy.
Kauai Ganjin. Like the island of Kauai.
Why, John? Anyways, good censor. So now we're looking for funny picture stories here. Number 3. Oh, why did I say 7? No, I wanted 3, not 7.
It rhymes with bygone. Oh, so Qui-Gon? You don't say
Qui-Gon.
you don't say Qui, you say Qui. All right. My bad.
All right. Funny pic. So January cover date from a November release, a November sales release. And there's funny picture stories. Hey, is this the 3rd issue?
Ouch.
Was that the 3rd issue? No, actually, we're looking. Okay, I was wrong. Looking for a 2nd issue, actually. Second issue, not the 3rd. I don't know why I was. Even I'm getting a little off
Captain
kilter
Queeg.
here.
I can pronounce Captain Queeg. Qui-Gon.
Okay,
Better?
so actually, this is the December cover date for a November on sales date. Funny picture stories. The all picture magazine in color, thrilling stories of adventure, mystery, West. I think it's supposed to be Western. Spinner talks. Like he's got a gun to the guy. Look at that.
I'd talk.
The guy's got you by the throat there with a gun in your face. Yeah.
Yeah, he's about to eat a lead lunch. Hey, there's the gun page.
Yep.
Our potato gun, cap gun, our starter gun, Daisy water pistol.
High-powered air pistols.
Yeah, that's some cool stuff.
Yeah, just this huge ad page right
X-ray
here.
specs.
Funny pictures. And look, I guess these are all a bunch of the different characters in this book, too. You know, got a police officer there. You got, looks like somebody, a member of the Foreign Legion right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got a cowboy over here. You got all kinds of stuff here. Contents, all stories complete. Oh, they even give some little A Hare and Hound by George E. Brenner. The Clock, again, a sinister figure of mystery. The police want to know his name. Daughter of the Apes by Victor J. Dowling. Brayley of the Tropics meets weird adventure far north of the Congo jungle. Or the jungle adventure. Smuggled toys. Inspector Scott took the trail in Chinatown, and it led to the stamping ground of Rat Larson, hoodlum of the high seas and China coast. Easy Job. Okay, so Smuggled Toys by John A. Patterson. Easy Job by Joe E. Baresh. He said his name was Free Smith, and he smoked his way into their confidence. A yarn about the Coast Guard and revenue men. Revenue men, taxmen, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. Revenue men. Or no, were the revenue men the guys who went after the moonshiners? Doesn't that sound right? Weren't they revenue agents that went after moonshiners? I could be wrong.
Buckaroo Branding, complete novelette by W.M. Allison and Buck Ringo. Now, W.M. Allison, I believe that's the guy who also writes the Captain Jim of the Texas Ranger stories as well.
Okay.
So, a puncher wins a spread and a herd with the turn of a card, and it brings him and his partner face to face with Red River Brent of the Rustler Bunch. The Monster Man by Arthur Pinagine. A new Dick Kent yarn. Here, Dick stacks his life against the death mania of a madman. The Christmas Kid, a complete novelette by Bert Chrisman. A great story of gold and snow and men and some beast in Alaska, wherein the kid swaps lead with a killer pack. And then The Red Raider here by E. McD. E. McD. Moore Jr. Hill tribes warm on the outpost like wolves, or swarm on the outpost like wolves to a slaughter. But Lieutenant Smoky Battle led his bulleteers with Yankee courage to dare the rank of chief. So those are some of the summaries of these stories.
I was right. I was
What?
right. A
What?
government agent employed to act against the illegal production of alcohol, especially during the time of Prohibition. Boom! Batgoat.
Okay. Batgoat. Da 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 da. Batgoat. Da 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 da. Batgoat. Da 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 da.
Every dog, a clock was broken clock. Twice a dog tricks new speak English. I can be right sometimes.
Hare and Hound by Georgie Brenner, a story in which the clock has two faces. A mystery feature complete.
Two faces. What did he take a marker and draw on the napkin? Like a big smiley thing and tried to scare people?
Well, let's find out. You men know as much as I do about the clock, and that's nothing. We haven't a single clue to work on. But I want you men to cover the city, and the first thing that looks like it might bring about his arrest, phone it in. I won't leave this desk. Now get going, and I want him brought in.
Lee, Rocco, Youngblood, empty all the wastebaskets on the second floor. We'll find that napkin somewhere.
Heinz, get the car ready and put extra rounds in it for everybody. Oh, you know something? Batgoat, does this story sound familiar to you?
No. Should it?
I think I might have read this already.
Did you? I was just laughing at put extra rounds in it. Like, were you just going to shovel a box of 9mm into the, or 38 caliber probably back then, into the car? Just dump a box. Here's your bullets, boys.
Put extra rounds in it. Okay. Get this. The clock is going to pay a visit to J. Perry. I did read this, but I didn't read it here. I know what this is. This story was reprinted in Feature Funnies later. I know what this is. I did read this, but I didn't read it on stream here. I read it, this is reprinted in Feature Funnies a little while later, but I'll continue on because you guys haven't heard it. Get this. The clock is going to pay a visit to J. Perry Getmore. In other words, this arrest is made to order. Come on, Fritz. Fritz is honking.
Toot, toot.
What are you, racing turtles? What are you, racing turtles? Come on, step on it. This is going to be kind of an interesting sort of, it's what I think. 12 hours of this. Ring. I know. You haven't found anything yet, but you're still on the job. And look at him. You look at him. He's holding the phone in one hand and he's pounding the desk with his left hand there.
Find that napkin.
God, I'll go nuts if something doesn't turn up soon. Ring. Hello. Who? Mr. Hemingway of the Citizens Welfare Committee. Yes. Well, I'm doing the best that I can. And oh, shut up. No, no, not you, Mr. Hemingway. It's these phones. Okay, goodbye. All those phones ring. Yeah, being in a room filled of ringing phones would probably drive anyone nuts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? What? Right away. O'Malley, Cohen, Heinz, quick.
You know what? I said Lee Rocco Youngblood. I was joking, like of the making fun of Elliot Ness, and he did actually kind of do that, like yelled the names of his dudes.
Mm-hmm. O'Malley, cover the rear of the house. Fritz, you watch one side and Cohen the other. I'll go inside with old man Getmore and take no chances. Okay, Chief. I think it was in Feature Funnies, maybe number 6 or something like that. I know it was in. This story was reprinted by Quality Comics after they bought the clock character. This story is reprinted in one of the Feature Funnies
Okay.
issues, and I recently read that. That's why it sounds so familiar to me. Hello, Mister Getmore. Um, what's the dope on this case? Captain, you've got to help me. Save me from this fiend. Get me. Calm yourself. You're safely inside a cordon of my men. Now give me the story. Well, tonight about 9:30, I asked Benson to fetch me a sandwich and coffee. Before he retrieved Before he returned, I decided to have a cocktail instead and called him. He wasn't out of the pantry a minute and went back and returned with the refreshments. I started to eat the sandwich and felt something tough. Opening it up, I found this, his card. Let me see it.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, Mike. I got
Are
to
you
go to
going
the
off?
bathroom. Yeah. I got to
Okay.
go to the bathroom and get a drink.
A little too much information there.
Sorry.
I'm sure everybody wanted to know who your toilet. Yeah, my friend. All right. Okay, so we're gonna wait. Give them a sec to get back. Let's see what you guys are saying thus far. Okay, let's see. I won't mess it up again. Um, hey there, revenue man, the IRS. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too initially. But yes, remember revenue man. They went after the moonshiners probably before they spun off the ATF. You were right, Batgoat. You know the thing. 65% of a bullet, pure bullet, Cave Johnson. All right. Well, I'm gonna need to go for a moment, so I'll be right back, guys. Hopefully, you guys. Thank you for being patient with us. Uh, I'll be right back myself. Well, I'm back. Now we're just waiting on Batgoat here. Uh, let's see now. Batgoat number one or no? Oh God. Strip poker. Oh boy. Granny Clampton used to rant about revenuers. Yeah, on the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh man, Beverly Hills. How about the sword fight rules? Are the first one to die loses? What? Getting into Highlander a bit there, HEC? Quick, hide the fish. So, all right, you're back. I actually had to take a bit of a break myself for a moment.
Unmute. Okay, I should have just told you the truth. I had to fluff up the stash, and I had to make an adult beverage, my iced coffee with vodka. So it took a few minutes. If I'd have told you that, you would have been like, whoa.
Right,
It was easier to lie and say, I got to go drop a deuce.
Yeah. And one other little note too. Getmore's name was actually different in the reprint than this one. So, Mr. J.P. Getmore, the clock is going to strike at 11:30 p.m. tonight. Captain, what was that? Shh. Put out the lights. Where's your safe? My private study off this room. Oh, go. Okay, Mr. Clock, your time is up. Reach high.
Put on a shadow puppet show, or it's curtains for you.
Mr. Getmore, light the lights and call my men in. Yes, Captain. Well, Mr. Whoever you are, I guess this proves that the best of us slip up at some time.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Wow, that's strong.
There's my headache, boys. Unmask him.
Quick, sneeze on his face to get rid of his mask.
What? Oh, I see what they did. It wasn't an exact reprint. It was they slightly changed the story because there were some different elements in the other story, but pretty much a lot of same characters.
His kerchief was actually monogrammed in the other story, right?
No, it wasn't that. It was something that would be considered very unconstitutional when all is said and done. But
okay.
What the young Tremor? Gad, Bob, this disgrace will kill your father. And I have to break the news to him, my best friend. Take him away, boys. May I call my lawyer? Later. Well, you're out on bail now. So go home and stay there until I get in touch with you.
I'm cracking myself up.
Well, I don't think this is the real clock, though. That's the thing, because because the story didn't go exactly this way in the
Okay.
other story that I read. So they may have changed it up when they switched over to Quality Comics.
I just made a stupid joke when you were reading. May I call my lawyer? And he said no. And I'm like, I just wanted him to rebuke that with, but I asked politely.
You've caused enough trouble already. Go do as your bid from now on, at least. Yeah, yes, Mr. Brand. Here's a letter.
So,
I'm not even trying to read that cursive right there.
You want to catch up on the comments?
Let's see.
A little bit to do with what's going on here.
How about it? Okay, we already read that. I read that before you came back. Let's see. All right, laugh out loud. I'm jealous now.
Are you jealous of the copy?
What was the movie that was a
I'll
spoof
make one for you
on
next
Rambo?
time.
I don't know myself. Do you know that, Batgoat? What was a movie that was just
Keep reading. Keep reading. You'll see.
laugh out loud? Funny Batgoat. Hot Shots.
There it is. Good call, Dave. At least as far as I can remember, yeah, he did the Rambo takeoff, and they were doing like the body count, like the kill count on the bottom right part of the screen.
Ye gods.
Weird Al did it in UHF as well. He did a Rambo takeoff, but it was just like 20 seconds.
Next morning at headquarters, the captain gets a letter. Read 17, but okay. So yeah, so the story went a little differently in the other comic, but it sounded familiar to me because it was very similar. But here's Daughter of the Eight, so I'm just gonna look through it a bit. But let me see how much. Oh, we're already coming up in it, so I'll probably just breeze through the pictures here then.
Okay, yeah, and then
I want to at least do one of the stories from Detective Picture Stories too. So here's a jungle adventure. Oh, look at that! Look, he's trying to grab her suit there.
yeah, wow, oh, good old fashioned
Foreplay?
R word.
An R word that rhymes with ape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it. Well,
just good, clean fun. Just the jocularity they had back in those days.
Okay. Jocularity. You know what that's from, right? What I just did there. MASH, Father Mulcahy, or Colonel Potter's impression of Father Mulcahy.
Oh, I don't remember that. That sounds funny though.
Yeah. Here's smuggled toys.
Who smuggled toys? Did someone smuggle him out of Canada? We get him down.
This is the name of the story. This is the name of the story.
Did we get him down to a real country? I'm sorry. That was not cool. I take that back.
Smuggled toys is the name of this particular story back here.
I was just funning like I do with the clock.
Yeah. And just look at the different art styles here, of course. I think we can just get the easy job here.
Hey, give me the LOL toys, so I'm forgiven. Thank you. Actually, almost any other country in the world is better than where we live right now. Ooh, I didn't say that.
Buckaroo brand. Here's the Western Buckaroo brand here. a complete Western novelette in action pictures. And this is, of course, a story written by W.M. Allison, who also wrote the Captain Jim of Detectives Rangers: The Further Adventures of Jane and Johnny story. Monster Man. And you just look at some of the pictures there, you can see some of the mystery aspects of it there. I'm gonna breeze through this now. Kid. Red Raider. Okay, so we're back to that. Okay, so. Alright, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying the stories tonight here. We got one more feature to go through real quick here. That's this one. Now, this is the first issue of Detective Stories. I think this one is more actually specifically like detective stories. See, series info here. This book actually only ran only had 5 issues up until early 37 here. Only had 5. It only ran for 5 issues. Go back real quick and take a look at the other two, just in terms of how many issues they had each run. So, Funny Picture Stories here ran for 24 issues. Volume 1, 1 through 7. Volume 2, 8 through 18. Volume 3, 19 to 21. And with issue 22, Volume 3, number 4, series being related as comic pages. And then Funny Pages here. Funny Pages was the longest of the 3 series that we're looking at right now. I believe that ran 42 issues from 1936 to 1940. So, but here was the first time any publisher had published 3 books in 1 month. So that's why I wanted to take a look at this. So 64 pages again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got eight stories. 8 stories with so an average of 8 pages a story. So I'll probably just focus in on the even though that one's a 10-pager. Or maybe I won't read any actual, because I know we're running low on time anyways. I'll just kind of breeze through it and just show, because I think that particular one, Detective Picture Stories, is a specific themed anthology there. All of the stories are, I think, detective stories, basically.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Let's kind of take a look at it. Again, I won't, let's see. So, The Phantom Killer, a new clock story by George A. Brenner, even though the clock was also Roadhouse, Racket, Police Patrol, and more. See, so you kind of get, you can already cut, and you look at this, you kind of get the impression already that this is going to be a very focused anthology here.
Mm-hmm. And even, that? I mean, it's pre Dick Tracy, yeah.
Well, no, Dick Tracy was around this time. Remember?
Was he?
Remember, okay. He's also he's a feature in Popular Comics.
You're right. Okay, so it just, I mean, that's the genre, and that's what they're going after, and it even looks similar-ish.
Right. Well, we can at least read the synopsis here. The Diamond Dick by W.M. Allison. Now, in this particular case, I think the term "dick" here is a term for the term for detective.
Oh, good, because that sounded painful to me. Ouch.
Well, the thing is, because I remember that, because like on Star Trek,
I'm killing tonight.
on Star Trek: The Next Generation, right? One of Captain Picard's favorite holodeck programs regards around some detective named something Hill or something like that.
Okay.
And he's often referred to as a private dick. And I think the term
It was like
private,
a Mickey Spillane type of noir thing. Yeah. I
right?
remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So by W.M. Allison and Wallace. W.M. Allison, again, the guy who wrote Captain Jim and Texas Ranger story. A killer who had to learn that crime does not pay. Um, Mad or Mac Egan. Um, Murder in the Blue Room by John M. Patterson. Introducing Spurlock and Watkins and Ash, um, Lady Ashley's Blue Mystery. From what I understand, because when I was reading through GCD earlier about this, the Spurlock and Watkins were kind of a kind of a homage to Sherlock Holmes and Watson. So let's see, Police Patrol by E. McD. Moore Jr. The gunluggers bet a pair of cigars against the daredevils of the law.
WTF on that name? E. McD. Moore Jr. E. McD. Moore Jr. Yeah. I guess you can't say it quick. It's just weird.
Well, it might be one of those things that it's just a weird abbreviation. It could be Ed McDonald Moore Jr. for all we know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just because remember, well, and with George Brenner there, we've seen him, some of his stories sit there and get abbreviated, when he signs on, G.O.
Wasn't he that big dude that ran the Yankees and everyone hated him? Oh, Steinbrenner.
No, that's Never George Steinbrenner.
Yeah. Oops.
The Phantom Killer. Who is he? And how long can a murderer run the copper gauntlet?
Good one, Toys.
What did Toys say?
He's just playing with me. We're having a little side conversation on that name.
Yeah. Sapphire Seas, a thrilling action mystery aboard. So yeah, this is basically a mystery anthology. It's basically when you agree based on the descriptions here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a mystery anthology.
Yep.
Wings of Crime by Victor J. Dowling, Pigeons in the Underworld, and a Gangster Aiming for Men. Roadhouse Racket by Joseph E. Baresh. A clever sleuth and a crimson plot. Tale of Timothy O'Toole. That's the complete novelette. That's the Spinner story, as I believe. Kidnappers work in the dark, but young Tim O'Toole had eyes and ears and nerve. And
someone fit a maxi pad joke under that Wings of Crime thing? It has wings? No? Anyone following? Okay, never mind. Keep going.
Bogus Bills. Money made to order on the edge of the grave by Arthur Pinnigan. So basically, if you think about it, a lot of these got and covered by W.M. Allison. If you think about it, these are a lot of the same writers who were involved in funny picture stories too.
Yeah.
So as I pointed out earlier too, the clock ended up going to Quality Comics when they started up in 1939. What I understand from what I had read on it, they bought the rights to his. So Diamond Dick here, complete detective action.
Sounds painful.
Again, no, I'm not gonna read these. I'm just gonna really kind of go through them real.
Breeze through them, yeah.
I know we're running low on time here, but
I don't like that animation.
You don't like the drawing? I remember it was 85 years ago.
No, I know, but it just others are different. It's not as crisp. It's a different style. They're going for the little bit try to make it darker, almost like a gray filter when you're filming, right? To make something look more suspenseful using a gray filter, which too many directors do. I think that's what that penciling style was.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get because these are like longer. Spurlock and Watkins, famous detectives, murder in the Blue Room. Now this animation looks more cartoony right here. A thrilling, complete mystery in pictures. So this might be considered somewhat of a spoof on Sherlock and Watson.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
Spurlock and Watkins.
Oh God, yeah, then it absolutely is. Well, yeah, he's wearing the deer stalker. He's got the pipe. Yeah, they're completely spoofing it.
Yeah, you can tell by the exaggerated drawings there. And they're trying to spoof Sherlock, and Watson is much older too. You notice that? Guys look kind of older.
They do. They made sure to give the main guy the comb over.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can tell this is a bit more cartoony. This is more of a spoof. Police Patrol, a complete police story in pictures. And these were kind of popular back then too, as we saw with Radio Squad. What did Toys say?
He gave me a nice little compliment there in his last comment.
And here's a story by that Ed McDonald Moore Jr., Rate the Police Patrol.
Ed McD-Head, Moore Jr., MC Drew. I got nothing. I tried. I failed.
Yeah. But these seem to be pretty popular back then too, the police type stories like this.
Police stories, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look, Radio Squad, which is Siegel Schuster, right? And here you got black and, so mixture of color and black and white here.
You just got a request from Dave. Specific request if you want to read his last comment there.
All right, let's see. Well, got a couple of comments here. Let's see. Eyes and ears and nerves and knees and toes and
all the ones above that were us making fun of that name.
Mike, can I ask you to copy paste the link to the website you're viewing in the chat? I guess I could. I just wouldn't want to be accused of. Well, this one might be okay to do because these comics are all I think public domain by this point, anyways. So here I'll do that.
If it's public domain, you're fine. Yeah.
Because the thing is that if it got out, because some of these sites I use may not necessarily be public domain, but some of these, since these are like older, like a lot of these companies aren't even around anymore. So, all right, well, there's the link, Dave. If you want to check that site out, it's called Comic Book Plus. It has a lot of like older, like from back in the 30s and 40s stuff. A lot of that stuff is either out of print, or if it is still around, it's with DC now. So, but you have to kind of be careful with that. Somebody doesn't cry foul, as it were. That's the only reason why I don't. That's the only reason why I try not to make a huge deal out of the fact that I use it.
No, Toys just nailed it. Look at the next comment after you posted the link. Look what Toys wrote.
Okay, I don't get that.
No. After where?
Oh, after.
Right there.
Mike doesn't get it now.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. Yeah, I don't really. Again, you guys can figure out that I am using some of these links. You guys can go look them up yourselves, but I don't like to talk about them too much because it almost seems like I may be promoting pirating, and that's not necessarily what I'm doing. These are I
Sure,
found
you
them on
don't want to
my
get in
own.
trouble. Yeah, yeah, that's understandable.
I mean, I use the links. You know, if you guys want, I can always pass along that information, but I don't just outright say anything because it's too risky. But I think in this case, at least with this site, like with the other one, Read Comics Online. Read Comic Online is basically the comics version of Read Manga Online, basically, from what I understand.
Very true,
That's
Dave.
the other, huh?
Just read what Dave said.
I love you, Mike, but you're already showing stuff on YouTube without their. Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
That is a good, yeah.
But then again,
well, I guess it's like if you're burnt. I don't know. You're committing arson and you really don't want to get caught, but at the same time, you're like, let me throw an extra 100 gallons of gas on that.
like my personal view, I don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing.
I don't either, but yeah, if someone were to have a problem,
yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't personally see a problem using any sites like that myself because the way particularly with like when you're viewing stuff, like when you're watching stuff, TV stuff, kind of thing. It's like the computer's just like a TV. So I mean, it's like if you can get access to it, it's up for grabs for anybody. That's the way I look at it. So, but anyways,
should
so
probably wrap this one up.
yeah, for the Phantom Killer from Georgie Brenner, creator of the clock. I don't know if this is actually a clock story or not, or if it's just simply. Yeah, it might not be. But anyways.
See you at 148.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I pretty much got a lot of the point across, anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
The different stories. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're good.
All right. So we'll close that one out, and you're saying we're at 148. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we're gonna start wrapping up here.
Can I ask a question real quick? Can I?
Oh, go for it.
Would it be all right? We won't do the picture thing. We'll figure that out later. Like after when I hang out with you afterwards, maybe we'll play around with that. See if we can figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
We can try that afterwards. If you want to stick around, we can try
Yeah,
to figure
totally.
that part out.
But I just want to know if the guys want to hear like maybe 1 or 2 minutes after you're done with niche history, just a couple things on what I watched on TV this week. Just a couple recommendations. Take like a minute. Okay. I've got it written down. Is that cool? Sure. And do you guys want to hear that? Let me know.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do that, or do you want to do niche history first?
No, you do history, and then I would just before you sign off, I would just throw 1 minute in.
Well, how's everybody else feel about that? You guys want me to do after niche history? You guys want to stick around for a moment so Batgoat can say what he wants to say?
It's just we'll call it Batgoat's picks from what I watched last week. Oh, Dave shut me down. Dave gave the ellipses, which is just, of the blank stare. That's a good one.
You'll never take me alive. Let's see. Yes, Batgoat after niche history. Okay. Okay, I surrender. Okay, sure thing. Okay, and then laugh out loud. Okay, so And I did put that link up if you guys want to check that site out. Again, that one's got more older comics on it from the 30s and 40s. It's got stuff like Centaur, what we covered tonight. It's got stuff from like Fawcett, Quality, Prize Comics. There's a number of like probably a lot of companies you probably never even heard of before. You know, so but which is why that one may not be as worrisome. So, anyways, so with that, today being Friday, February the 5th, 2021, let's take a look back at this day in each history. I just got to do a quick little preview here for myself here. Okay, okay, so here we go. Okay. So without no further ado, let's take a look back at this day in each history. And the first place we're going to go to is we're going to go back 25 years ago today to 1996. On this date, 1996, from the Jenkins Arena, Lakewood Center in Lakeland, Florida. WCW Monday Nitro would host its Monday Nitro event from the Lakeland Center Jenkins Arena in Lakeland, Florida. Main event on the main event on the night saw Lex Luger and Sting retain the WCW World Tag Team Champions over the Road Warriors. Also on the night, Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman would defeat Hugh Morris and Taskmaster of the Dungeon of Doom. Ric Flair defeated Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Randy Savage would retain the WCW World Heavyweight Championship on a DQ win over Chris Benoit. And the dark matches of the night saw Conan defeat Devon Storm to retain the United States Heavyweight Championship. Johnny B. Bad retained the Television Championship, and Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater defeat the Barrio brothers of Fidel Sierra and Ricky Santana. So those are the dark matches. So on this date 25 years ago, from Lakeland, Florida, from the Lakeland Center Jenkins Arena, WCW would host Monday Nitro. So that's on that one. So now moving on to the next piece in each history.
You see what Dave just did, Mike?
No, I didn't. But I can.
Just relating to your wrestlers there.
Oh man, Sting! Whoa! Woo!
Woo!
Nature Boy! Yep. Wow, we're up to 7 people now. Wow. People got here a little late. That's still good. So, anyways, on to next piece in each history here. Let's see. So, on this date, 5 years ago today, the adult animated comedy Animals would debut on HBO on this date 5 years ago today. It lasted for 3 seasons. So on this date 5 years ago today, the adult animated comedy Animals would premiere on HBO. And finally,
never heard of that one.
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw it. But then it's HBO. It's not like and then on this date 1 year ago today, DC Comics would release on newsstands the 70th issue of Harley Quinn. On this date 1 year ago today, in February 5th, 2020, the 70th issue of Harley Quinn, Harleen the Queen, would go on sale on newsstands. Written by Sam Humphries, art done by Sam Basso, or Bash, David, Shardy, lettering and coloring by Brian Miller. So that's all that happened on this date in each history. I
Nice, 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 nice.
Oh yeah, before we go, I know Batgoat wanted to say something, so go for it, Batgoat.
Well, let's just call this Batgoat's pick. So I'll explain that we don't have cable or satellite. Used to have satellite years ago, and now we're just a streaming household. We have 4 streaming services. We have Disney Plus, YouTube, the pay YouTube Red or YouTube channel, Prime, and Netflix. So there's never an excuse to say there's nothing to watch in the house, right? When you have 4 streaming services. So specifically to Prime, if any of you out there that have Prime, I found that I had mentioned this, what was this, 2 days ago when I mentioned the MXC, the Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which is based off of a Japanese game show called Takeshi's Castle. And that was it ran from 1986 to 1990. It's really, really famous in Japan. And there's a few incarnations of making fun of that show. There was an Australian channel that made fun of it. And then the guys on, as you mentioned, Spike TV, the MXC show. Now a geek like me, I have the first 3 seasons of it on DVD, so I could see bonus features and other really funny stuff about it. And when I first looked it up on Prime, they only had the first 2 seasons. Now they have all 5 seasons on there. It's very funny, and I highly suggest it if you're into that farcical voiceover type of comedy. The other thing on Prime I found that I was very surprised to see was Whose Line Is It Anyways? If anyone remembers that, but the UK version.
Oh, which version? Because there have been a number of versions over the years.
The UK version. UK version. So I believe that's the original one because I went back to their season 2, and that was about like 1988. So
I thought there was one that might have been even earlier than that. I thought there was one that might have been black and white too.
Oh, very, very well could be. Very well could be. I'm not sure about that. The UK Whose Line is very funny if people like me were used to watching the Drew Carey Whose Line Is It Anyways in the 90s. And the UK version, they don't bleep out the swearing. And one time they did the green screen behind him and try to figure out where the guy's supposed to figure out where he is, like he's an announcer with the microphone. And they had like nudist colony films going on behind him. I'm like, they're showing boobies on regular TV. Yay, Britain. And then from the YouTube TV, for anyone that just most of your regular like satellite type or whatever your TV channels, or if you have cable and you get Smithsonian, I geek out on the air crashes and stuff. I know it's morbid, but some people like me are fascinated by it. There's a show called Air Disasters, and that's on Smithsonian. That the latest season is up there. They also have a new show called Disasters at Sea, and that recreates ship sinking. There's 2 seasons of that. So we're in the middle of the 2nd season right now, and it's horribly and morbidly fascinating. I really love that show. So anyone that likes to geek out on the weirder or the more darker side of history like I do, you might want to give those a shot. So that's all I have. That's what Batgoat watched this week.
Let's finish up the comments here and see what Bat. Okay, Bat. I'm just kidding. Well, let's see. Solid has something for you here. Yeah. I don't stream anything. I own all my entertainment on physical media.
That's solid, my man. Solid, because I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm weak and I have to watch my streaming stuff, but I'm building up my DVD collection. I bought my grandson a DVD player for Christmas, and I started his collection. I think I showed you guys my Case Logic thing, and I opened it up, and that's how I store DVDs. I've got quite a few, almost 300 now.
Okay, Batology. Me Too Solid. It's all on my hard drives. Laugh Out Loud. We're using YouTube right now, solid. The UK one was funny, but the one with Drew Carey was the best. What's My Line was an old game. Yeah, that might be another one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but What's My Line was the black and white one with they tried to guess the job. It wasn't like an improv type of thing.
Yeah. All my games and anime are on disc. Like 1950s, 1960s, yeah. And then what does Batgoat think of swamp people?
Oh, like on History Channel, like that. That's a reality show, Swamp People. Yeah, I've seen the ads for it. It looks interesting. I've never watched it though, so I can't give you an opinion on that. But go ahead and let me know if
Are
it's
you guys
cool.
are you guys talking about people who actually live in actual swamps, or are you talking about
I think
people who live in DC?
Oh, nah, Mike brings the funny. Nice. Way to go, Mike.
Well, it was semi-serious, semi-humorous. I mean,
That was a good one. I'm proud of you. And Woody, What's My Line was kind of similar to Tell the Truth. You remember that one too? I watch that every once in a while. Those are cool.
Yeah. Yay. Gator honey. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, and Batgoat, of course, you want to stick around for a moment? We can talk about how we can figure out how to get that stuff on for next week. Anyways, guys, I thank you again for joining me. And Dave, I did put that link up, so if you want to check out that site, you're more than welcome to. And I
see anything.
Well, you don't have your glasses on. That's probably.
I know. I just took them off to say goodbye.
All right, guys. Well, I will see you all on Monday. Bye.